Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. I am not young enough to know everything. The only way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. A cynic is a man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. Experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. Women are meant to be loved, not to be understood. Education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing that is worth knowing can be taught. The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it. It is what you read when you don't have to that determines what you will be when you can't help it. Fashion is a form of ugliness so intolerable that we have to alter it every 6 months. I can resist everything except temptation. The truth is rarely pure and never simple. A man who does not think for himself does not think at all. I choose my friends for their good looks, my acquaintances for their good characters, and my enemies for their good intellects. I think that God, in creating man, somewhat overestimated his ability. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. Quotation is a serviceable substitute for wit. Whenever people agree with me, I always feel I must be wrong. The world is a stage, but the play is badly cast. I have the simplest tastes. I am always satisfied with the best. The old believe everything, the middle-aged suspect everything, the young know everything. I am so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I am saying. There is only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. Selfishness is not living as one wishes to live, it is asking others to live as one wishes to live. True friends stab you in the front. I can believe anything, provided that it is quite incredible. Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, but the highest form of intelligence. There is no sin except stupidity. The public is wonderfully tolerant. It forgives everything except genius. It is absurd to divide people into good and bad. People are either charming or tedious. The good ended happily, and the bad unhappily. That is what fiction means. In this world, there are only 2 tragedies. One is not getting what one wants, and the other is getting it. The mystery of love is greater than the mystery of death. It takes a great deal of courage to see the world in all its tainted glory, and still to love it. No man is rich enough to buy back his past. Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions, their lives are mimicry, their passions are quotation. Laughter is not at all a bad beginning for a friendship, and it is by far the best ending for one. Art is the most intense mode of individualism that the world has known. The only thing to do with good advice is to pass it on. It is never of any use to oneself. I have nothing to declare except my genius. No great artist ever sees things as they really are. If he did, he would cease to be an artist. Moderation is a fatal thing. Nothing succeeds like excess. You can never be overdressed or overeducated. Disobedience, in the eyes of anyone who has read history, is man's original virtue. It is through disobedience that progress has been made, through disobedience and through rebellion. Death must be so beautiful. To lie in the soft brown earth, with the grasses waving above one's head, and listen to silence. To have no yesterday, and no tomorrow. To forget time, to forgive life, to be at peace. The books that the world calls immoral are books that show the world its own shame. One should always be in love. That is the reason one should never marry. In this world, there are only two tragedies. One is not getting what one wants, and the other is getting it. Keep love in your heart. A life without it is like a sunless garden when the flowers are dead. The world is changed because you are made of ivory and gold. The curves of your lips rewrite history. A dreamer is one who can only find his way by moonlight, and his punishment is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. Life is far too important a thing ever to talk seriously about. The only thing to do with good advice is to pass it on. It is never of any use to oneself. Art is the most intense mode of individualism that the world has known.